It travels at speeds over 70 miles an hour and over 200,000 rail grade crossings around the country. What would you do as a motorist? Would you risk your life to save a few minutes by not waiting for the train? Or stopping and letting the train go before you? Hello, I'm Engineer Pat at 5290, and today we're going to be talking about safety along public grade crossings. There are two types of signals. There are passive and active signals. Passive signals can consist of advanced warning signs, pavement markings, and crossbucks with stop signs. The crossbuck means yield, meaning yield to the right of way. The train has the right of way every time. Most of the time, passive signals are present on country roads and private roads. Now, active warning signals consist of advanced warning signs, pavement markings, crossbucks with flashing lights, or flashing red lights with gates with bells. That is active. They are in place at every active public grade crossing in cities or counties. Most people think it's okay to drive around the lower gates. It's not. It is illegal to drive around the lower gates even though a train may not be approaching. So if you drive around the lower gates or failure to stop when the gates go down, that is failure to yield to a train. And the police will pull you over and write you up a citation because of failure to yield to the train. The train always has the right of way. Trains take longer to stop than vehicles. Why? Because it's steel wheels riding on steel rails. It is less friction. A car traveling at 55 miles an hour will stop at about 200 feet. The tractor trailer at the same speed can stop at about 300 feet. The average freight train going 55 miles an hour will need a mile or more to stop. That's 18 football fields. Because they cannot swerve to avoid the collision. They are committed to the rails. They only just go wherever the rails go. So we have to think, is it really that tempting to save a few minutes? Is it tempting to put others at risk because of the driver's decision? Sometimes you may come across a malfunctioning signal. A signal may accidentally activate even though a train is not present. You are still required to stop. There are now built-in features for these active crossings to prevent such a thing. It is, although rare, if you happen to come across one, contact the railroad immediately on the 24-hour emergency road number posted on the crossbuck and read the exact information on the sign, and they will send a crew out to that signal to maintain it. And it's really important that we abide by these rules, because if one person follows the rules, everyone should follow the rules. If someone tries to break the law, everybody else is breaking the law. So, making decisions with this is up to the driver. So here's the question for you motorists. Should I risk my own life and everyone else to save a few minutes? Even though families are affected by these accidents, so are the train crews. September 1995, Fox River Grove, Illinois. A bus with a substitute driver was on the first time on the route, with 36 children in the back. The back of the bus was hanging over the tracks, and a commuter train was barely towards it at 60 miles an hour. The train slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. The bus was ripped apart at the chassis. The whole compartment of kids swerved at 180 degrees. 28 people injured. 7 dead. That is a very heartbreaking disaster. That was a bad accident. It involved young kids. It only gave the driver 2 seconds to react with a green light to get across the tracks. The minimum time is 20 seconds. And from the rail to the intersection, the distance of that was 30 feet. It was too short for the 38-foot bus. And they thought abandon the crossing and make an overpass. And the project was canceled because they figured it would alter the town too much. Now, the similar accident was in Florida. A mother driving her 2 kids to play practice. And all of a sudden, she couldn't get across the tracks. She got boxed in and the train was barely towards her at a pretty rapid speed. They couldn't get out, and the train hit them. It killed all 3 of them. The mother was in her 30s. The oldest kid was 9, and the other kid was 8. What should you do if you're boxed in? You get out of the cab, and you run with the direction of the train far away from the car. Because if the train hits the car and you're out of the way, you're okay. Your car may be a total mess, but your life is not a total mess. Because you only get to live once. You only get to live one time. Once you're gone, you're gone. A car can be replaced. It's a very serious issue we have here in the country, and that's through the efforts of Operation Lifesaver. Operation Lifesaver was founded in 1972 to aware the public of the safeties along rail grade crossings, and rail grade collisions have been reduced by more than 50% by these positive efforts. Their safety concerns aware the public of this serious issue. And I'm a guy all about safety as well. Not only should you apply these rules yourself, but you should apply it for everyone else. Set the right example. If you set the right example, the public will follow that example. One other thing before I close out the video today. When a family loses a loved one in a train accident like this, they are affected big time because they lost somebody who they love. And that's a feeling that's something that they will never get over. The train crew is the same way. If they get involved in an accident on these rails or any rails, it's something that they will never forget. So they have developed a program for locomotive engineers to express their feelings after such a disaster. So my question to you is, how tempting are you to save a few extra minutes to wait for a passing train? Give that some thought. Thank you.